Hello and welcome everybody. Thank you very much for joining. Hope everyone's having a great day so far. Just wanted to first of all say thank you to everyone for tuning into our webinar today. My name is David McCabe and I'll be your host for today's webinar. While we kind of get everyone a minute maybe to get dialed in here, just wanted to take the opportunity to say that today that this session is going to be recorded. The recording will be available on our website for you to watch, or if you'd like the link, we'd be happy to send that to you. Just go ahead and shoot us over an email, and we will get it out to you. There will be a slide at the very end of the presentation with contact info, so you can feel free to email there. All right. So now that sort of piece of business out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. So again, I am your host. My name is Dave McCabe. I'm the sales manager here at ClinicSource. So my background is in software sales, and I've worked at a few different companies. I've worked with another EHR and practice management system during my tenure. I've been here with ClinicSource for almost 2 years now, and have to say the experience of selling the ClinicSource software is really unlike any other software sales position I've come up against. Maybe therapists are just a different breed, or they just get the big picture of how a powerful, complete cloud-based system like ours can be for running their practice. Or maybe it's because ClinicSource checks all the boxes, and once you see it, you'll love it, and you just really must have it. But I wouldn't say that every day is walking the park, and every single sale is a slam dunk, but it sure does make it easier to get behind a software that goes far to sell itself. And that is really why we're bringing you this webinar today. In a hectic day-to-day of running your practice and seeing patients, it's hard to find the time to evaluate your software options. Whether you are watching this live or revisiting this recording at a later time, we want to create this short webinar so occupational therapists can learn more about the software, including how it's customized to fit the way you practice. And if you like what you see or have any questions, my team will be more than happy to follow up with you directly. All right, so lucky for you, this is where my speaking role ends. David Ha, one of our account executives here, is going to take over. Dave, I know we have some bullet points here showing some of your experience, but is there anything you'd like to add about yourself or your background?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Dave. So hello, everyone. My name is David Ha. And yep, I work for ClinicSource as well, and I have had a unique background as a salesperson, actually. So before working for ClinicSource, actually, I was a physical therapist, and having been in different clinical director positions as well as a professor position, I ended up purchasing ClinicSource as a user. And I like to joke around. Obviously, I loved it because otherwise I couldn't work for them. So I am definitely excited to show you all the ways that ClinicSource can serve you and your practice as an occupational therapy practice, because it truly is an amazing system. So I just wanted to cover the agenda for our webinar today. So we're going to give you a quick introduction to ClinicSource. We're going to cover some key software features, and I am actually going to show you some features live, logging into our demo account. That way you can better take a look at the system. So let me introduce you to ClinicSource. ClinicSource is an amazing all-in-one system that is cloud-based. So we give you so much flexibility as far as which equipment you're using, especially if you do any kind of mobile work, going to homes or something. We are fully compliant with HIPAA guidelines as well as state and federal guidelines. And the interesting thing about ClinicSource is that we were created by therapists, for therapists. So there are different disciplines that we serve in addition to occupational therapy, such as physical therapy, as well as speech. And they were all designed by different therapists to make sure that we're meeting each discipline's needs. And that being said, all our documentation templates are not only pre-built, but they're fully customizable as well. That way you can tweak them any way you would like to meet your practice specific needs. And that all leads to the final point. That's going to significantly improve your practice efficiency by reducing documentation time, as well as with our practice management system. That way, at the end of the day, time is money, and you'll have more time in your hand to whether use that to grow your practice further, or even just take some personal time and rejuvenate. Now, ClinicSource is truly an all-in-one system, so everything's fully integrated. So as I mentioned, documentation system is there with pre-built templates that are fully customizable. You can color coordinate the appointments any way you would like with the scheduling component as well, and we have fully HIPAA compliant appointment reminders, both email and text. And as the therapists document their visits, all that information will automatically flow into our billing system, where insurance claims are made super easy. With one click of a button, you can submit all your claims electronically using our integrated clearinghouse. And as you get paid, we'll even process your EOBs for you electronically. And lastly, we have practice management solutions built in as well. So as your practice grows, you're going to want to keep track of different trends and metrics. So we have clinical reports and financial reports built in, and you can even export them to different formats too. So let's start with scheduling. Our scheduling system is very user-friendly and easy to use. You can color coordinate the appointments any way you would like based on the appointment type. And you can have different view options as well. You can look at a schedule by the day, week, or month, certain therapist schedule, or everyone's schedule, or even by the discipline if you're one of those multidisciplinary clinics. They're automated appointment reminders, as well as recurrent appointments that you can set up, again, to make your office manager's life a lot easier. And then we will go to documentation now. So once the appointment's scheduled, again, documentation is made very easy. I would say really that is our bread and butter, considering that, again, ClinicSource was created by therapists. So the templates, whether you're writing an initial eval report, progress report, or even your daily visit notes, your SOAP notes, they're all customizable. It's very intuitive. So again, it'll really reduce your documentation time and make everything easy. Then as you document your visits, once again, we have the billing component built in. So all that information that the therapist document will automatically flow into our billing system. And again, the biller office manager can easily click on one button to really send out all your claims electronically to our integrated clearinghouse, which will act as a centralized portal for different payers you work with. And we'll do the rest for you. We'll send out all your claims to different payers. And as I mentioned, as you get paid, we'll automatically process your EOBs for you. So we'll be showing you which insurance company you got paid by, on what date, for how much, for which patients and treatments. So they'll all be automatically posted. And also, you can store your client's credit card information in a PCI compliant way, so in a secure way on ClinicSource, and charge them anytime you would like as well. Which now leads us to our last feature, practice management solutions. And this was especially important for me, having been in a manager position as well as a clinician. Obviously, you want to keep track of, again, what's going on with your practice, different trends and metrics. So we have all these different reports built in, whether they're clinical reports or financial reports. So you can generate reports for, let's say, all the cancellations, referral sources, all the revals and care plans that are due, or measure the therapist productivity level. So those are under clinical reports. And then we got financial reports built in, outstanding invoices, insurance authorization status, payments by therapists, treatment charges. So once again, you can really keep track of all the details about what's going on with your practice. And you can export it to different formats such as Excel, Word, PDF. That way you can even send it out to, let's say, your accountant or other practice managers. So now that being said, let me show you certain key features about ClinicSource. I'll be happy to set you up with a demo with either myself or our other account executives. Now, that being said, I just wanted to show you a certain key features here. Can you guys see my screen okay, Dave?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So certain things I want to show you, first of all, is on the therapist dashboard, is this to-do list. When I purchased ClinicSource, when I saw this during my demo with our other account executive, Josh, I was mesmerized. As a therapist, especially with insurance reimbursement rates always decreasing, you got to keep up the volume while keeping also that high quality care. So everyone's staying busy. And as you know, sometimes you may have seen the client, but you couldn't chart right then and there because you have back-to-back appointments, or you started charting, but let's say a doctor called or you got pulled away for something urgent, so you couldn't sign and finalize a note. And as you know, with different insurance companies, some are more strict about revals and care plans, so they're going to be sneaking up on you as well. And on this to-do list, not only that we'll keep track of what needs to be done for you, but we'll also help you get them done efficiently. For example, the notes that need your signature, you don't have to go through your notes to find the specific notes that need to be signed off on. All you have to do every time you log in is simply click on the icon next to the client's name. Then we'll help you get that task done, sign it off. And once you actually sign it off, it'll also disappear from your to-do list. From the management perspective, you can also toggle through different therapists' dashboards as well to make sure that their to-do lists are staying relatively short. Another key feature I wanted to show you during this webinar is our different templates that are built in. Once again, because ClinicSource was built by different therapists, we know exactly what therapists need. And as you know, with evals and documentation, you want to get them done as quickly and as accurately as possible. So when you're creating an eval for occupational therapy visits, we have different templates already built in that are fully customizable, whether you're in a pediatric setting, outpatient hand setting, or pelvic therapy for different dysfunctions. We have those templates built in. And as I mentioned, they're fully customizable. So I want to show you the pediatric template. When you load that up, you will see different assessments that are already built in. So again, documentation is made very easy. We got P-body, sensory processing measure, where you can easily input different scores. BRE, BOT, I'm sure you guys, and the pediatric setting are very familiar with these. Infant sensory profile, fine motor coordination. It's all there. You can easily check through them. In addition, on the left-hand side, you'll find additional assessments, functional assessments such as double leg squat, single leg squat. You can easily get a quick preview, and you can add that to your templates, as well as objective measures and observations such as innominate position, scapular position. And once you add them, you can once again easily check through those assessments to really reduce your documentation time. And you can also drag and drop these anywhere you would like to really meet your evaluation flow better. So that was a pediatric template. Now we can't forget about other settings as well. So let's go to the hand eval template. So this is more of an outpatient hand specialist setting. You can write the pain level. Again, scapular position, easily checked off. Range of motion and strength. This is very easy. You can select the strength from the drop-down menu, write in that range of motion. Special tests. So let's go Finkelstein, positive, negative. So you can select those tests, upper limb nerve tension. Let's say it's a carpal tunnel patient. We're going to give them positive right there. And again, fine motor coordination, as you saw. And lastly, just wanted to show you the pelvic template as well. So I've met a lot of OTs, especially at AODA, who specialize in pelvic dysfunction, urinary or sexual dysfunction. So again, we have this template built in as well. And again, each setting for OT, that's all different, right? Pediatric versus outpatient hand or upper extremity versus pelvic. So again, we got all these set up. Pain level, coccyx assessment, let's say flex, left deviation, right rotation, so you can assess that. Mark these, lumbar range of motion and strength. You can mark them by percentage or landmarks, or write in the actual degrees, hip range of motion and strength. So as you can see, this is very intuitive. Again, you can assess the sacrum, segmental mobility of different lumbar segments, hip joints, lower limb nerve tension, special tests. That's all built in. In addition to that, even these individual components are fully customizable as well. So I just kind of wanted to show you these documentation components that we offer. And once again, if you want to take a full look at the system, starting from dashboard, scheduling, documentation, billing, then reports, we would be happy to set you up with a live demo. And that being said, Dave, would you like to close this off?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Dave. Very informative. I really appreciate it. So that wraps up today's presentation. I really hope that the presentation had shed some light on how ClinicSource can help you simplify and streamline and optimize your occupational therapy practice. Before everyone goes, just want to kind of leave you with 3 important steps. So first of all, yes, the webinar was recorded, and you will be able to view it again on clinicsource.com. We should have it up there within a day or 2. You can also feel free to send an email to one of the emails that you see on the screen here, and we'll be happy to get that over to you as well. If you have any additional questions, or would like to see a little more one-on-one personal demo of how ClinicSource can help your practice, again, shoot us an email. We'd be happy to do that for you. On the screen here, you can see our general sales email as well as Dave's direct email. So go ahead and maybe take a screenshot or just write it down really quick, and we'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. And finally, there'll be a short, very short 3-question survey when you close out the webinar. So we really appreciate your feedback, and anything that you can provide that's useful for us. We would love to get some feedback so it can help us in the future here. So again, thank you all for your time, and on behalf of the ClinicSource team, it was my pleasure spending this time with you. Thanks for joining us, and I look forward to helping you all with your EMR and practice management software needs. Have a great rest of your day. Bye now.